Kickoff, the morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, Leander, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a feel-good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. We are 15 days away from the start of the football season. The Texas Stars talk about fall camp and the expectations. The Texans find a way to fall flat. The Cowboys prep for week 2 of the preseason. Rangers get it done and the Stros do not. And Parker Clifton joins us at 8 a.m. to share her thoughts on what she's heard all week long. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got Eric on the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is leave us a talkback feature on the leave us a message on the talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. If it's good enough, you might hear it on air.
If it's good enough.
And, of course, you're going to have to start using it, folks. We're giving away tickets starting soon. So you better start understanding how to use the talkback feature. And, of course, we want to get your opinion. We're going to have something called You Make the Call, and we want to hear your thoughts on that conversation. Speaking of conversation, as I mentioned, we are 15 days away from the start of the Texas football season, 2:30 at DKR. You can hear all the action right here as we are your home for the Texas Longhorns, Texas football, Texas athletics can all be heard right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, our guy Craig Way. And yesterday we got a chance to talk to a few players over at the university. We got a chance to talk to the high-flying wide receiver, our guy Cam Coleman. We got a chance to talk to Colin Simmons, and we got a chance to speak with Grayson Littleton. All of these guys are expected to be impactful players for the start of the season for this Texas Longhorns. And the one question that I have, Mark, is for Cam Coleman. Does he have to perform at an all-American level for Texas to be considered for the national championship, or does he just have to continue to play the way he plays?
He just has to play his game. Like, you want to get him the ball because he's a outstanding talent, but you don't want to try to force it.
Right.
Just so the rest of your offense can thrive.
Yeah, he's a different type of guy. He started a conversation off. Our guy Kirk Bowles asked him talk about the catch, and he just basically said, "I just saw the ball and I went to go get it." And he's like, "That simple?" Yeah, it was that simple. I just went up and got the ball because that's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? And like, he understands that his job is to go catch the ball.
Right.
And he finds a way to make it happen no matter what the catch radius is when you look at how he goes about his business.
Talent is only going to take you so far. He's a competitor.
Yep.
And he wants to look good under the lights. So that's that entertainer coming out of him too.
Yeah, he's very, very soft-spoken, but you can tell that when you get on that field, it's like a totally different person. It switches, and he becomes this energy guy. And one of the things that he talked about was being able to high point the ball. Is that something that is important to you to make sure that you can go out there and make plays?
It's crucial because that's just kind of my play style, and just it's just how I play football. So it's real crucial.
Yeah, you see how he goes about it and going up and making those plays. And he understands how important it is to make sure that you get up there and get the ball. He's got so much catching ability. It's just something that we look at, and it's wild how he gets down like that.
Well, I mean, you every team has a player that's kind of a cheat code.
Right.
You know, whether it's the quarterback, a running back, wide receiver. Sometimes it's a defensive player, but whatever the reason, position, you need a guy that's going to be able to get it done. And he's shown that he can get it done. And the biggest struggle with him was not really him, Hardge.
Right.
The last two quarterbacks he played with couldn't get him the ball. They couldn't throw it deep enough, or they couldn't put it on his outside shoulder. Like he can shield you off like a basketball player too.
Yeah, he's got that kind of length.
Yeah,
sure.
So now you got a guy that's going to be able to put the ball where they can't get it, where you possibly can. It's going to be a good year for him.
Yeah, he also talked about developing the chemistry with one Arch Manning and how important that is for this Texas football team.
I really just want, build chemistry from the jump, make sure everything's on point from then to now to months from now. So really just make sure everything's on point, the chemistry's on point. I really just want, build chemistry from the jump, make sure everything's on point from then to.
Yeah. So we're starting to see that they are building this chemistry like no other. And that's something too, as well as I do, when the quarterback and the wide receivers are on the same page.
It looked like magic.
It does.
And man, when you think about some of the, just a slant. You threw a slant to Jerry Rice. And I'm not comparing him to Jerry Rice. I'm just saying, using that as a barometer, like the structure of the offense. You just throw him a slant. He could do a lot more with a slant than just anybody else could. If you throw him a 15-yard out, he might be able to pivot and turn that into a touchdown, a lot of like what we saw Michael Irvin do a million times. Maybe not a million times, but a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what is his superpower. Is it inside slants? Is it outside posts? Is it the flag or sluggos and goes? Like fake them and then just go to the end zone. Whatever it is, he's got the full tool bag.
I think his superpower is being able to go up and get the ball. His ability to catch the ball and make tough.
You think
plays.
The high point is his thing?
I mean, not only just the high point. I think it's just being able to catch those that you don't think you're going to be able to catch. If you go back and look at some of his videos and what Texas puts out, they're all spectacular catches, and they're at the highest point that you can possibly see.
Yeah.
I mean, his leaping ability is something that he said yesterday. He believes that his vertical is at 35 inches. I think it might be higher than that.
I think so too.
I think he can get up higher than that, because if you look, like I said, you look at those videos and you put the what do they call it? John Brinkus Sports Science on there, they would have probably found him a little bit higher on his verticality on some of those plays. So I'm excited about him. I'm more excited about him working with Ryan Wingo, Mosley, and what's been going on in that room. And yesterday he was talking about playing with a Ryan Wingo and how those two are getting along when they start to make those types of moves. Because if you can get both of those guys, and I got a chance to see Ryan Wingo yesterday, that's a good looking dude and ready to play, man. Like, he's in shape. He looks like he's going to be one of those guys like a Cam Coleman that when Texas sees these guys play, when fans see these guys play together and he could catch the ball and continue to use his hands the right way, he's going to be special. But here's Cam talking about playing with a guy like Ryan Wingo.
On the jump, make sure everything's on point from then to now to months from now. So really just make sure everything's on point, the chemistry's on point.
Kevin, you have a guy like Ryan Wingo and Mosley and other guys. How does that help you?
We all compliment each other, because sometimes if I get double teamed, then that leaves them open. Then that leaves run game open. But it's just if they stuff the box, then we can spit it to Emmett. Single, I'm blocking for him. So it's just a lot of we all compliment each other.
Man, I just almost passed out. Did he just say that he'll draw the double team and they'll throw it to Emmett and he'll be the one that's blocking?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever heard a wide receiver other than Hines Ward talk about blocking people.
Yeah. That's a different mindset, man. I mean, you have to be able to come in and be ready to play and understand that your opportunities with this squad is endless because there's so much that a defense has to prepare for. There's so much when you watch this team or just look on paper and see every single playmaker that this team has at every single position. And a lot of times you can't scheme for somebody like that. You cannot sit here and tell me, all right, I'm a double team Coleman, I'm going to leave open Wingo and Mosley. Oh, and Smothers and Brown. And oh, yeah, we forgot about the tight end, Masunas and Nick Townsend.
And the quarterback could actually run just as fast as.
There's just a lot to prepare for. And I know that defensive coordinators are definitely going to be losing sleep when it comes to watching this team. So we'll see how it all plays out. We're just getting started on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff. Coming up next, we'll hear from defensive player, superstar Colin Simmons. We'll have my Hardge Knocks Life. And then our special segment called You Make the Call. A lot to get into in hour number one of a 3-hour voyage right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 13.
Morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone. Austin, your mornings just got better. The morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and Mark Henry is expanding to 3 hours. More hot takes.
You can't win games like that, Hardge.
Not in the NFL.
More laughs. More.
Why is your mouth overloading your hummingbird rear end?
Let's say that again.
Whatever this is, the morning kickoff. Now, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning. Checking the cameras and maps right now. Everything rolling at posted speeds. Now, we do have this road work 35 southbound, 290 Ben Y to William Cannon with 2 left lanes closed. That's a 10-12 minute delay for now. Southbound 35 Slaughter to the Slaughter Creek overpass, right lane closed with road work. I'm Debbie Douglas with traffic.
This report is sponsored by AirTasker.
Hosting a barbecue tomorrow, and nothing's party ready. The grill's in the box, the patio's a mess, and I haven't even bought snacks. That's when I post on AirTasker. Local taskers handle the errands, setup, cooking, and more. Go to airtasker.com or download the app.
AirTasker. Get anything done.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to upgrade your drive with the great folks over at Covert Chevrolet in Hutto, Texas. Get a new 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS and save $5,173. That means you get a chance to take home this spacious and capable SUV your family deserves. But hurry, the offer ends August 31st. Take that short drive and visit the great folks at Cover Chevy on Highway 79 in Hutto, Texas, or shop online at coverchevyhutto.com.
Whether your oldest is heading off to college or you're finally adding that dream pool to the backyard, a home equity line from ATFCU can help make it happen. Your home equity is the difference between your home's value and what you still owe, and you can borrow against it without disrupting your current mortgage loan. Enjoy quick approvals, flexible terms up to 30 years, and no closing costs on loans under $250,000. Apply online at atfcu.org. Other terms and conditions apply. ATFCU is an equal opportunity lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
When I beat the guys in my fantasy league, text wasn't enough. I used Smile Tunes to create a victory ballad specifically naming everyone I defeated. It was the most beautiful way to be a terrible winner. Visit SmileTunes.com and claim your ultimate victory soundtrack.
With the high price of new and used cars today, many drivers are choosing to keep their vehicles a lot longer. But with the average car now over 12 years old, most manufacturers' warranties have expired. I'm Danica Patrick. If your car is out of warranty, a single trip to the mechanic could cost you thousands. That's why smart drivers choose Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, no matter the mileage, Endurance could have your car covered for the drivetrain, electrical, AC, transmission, and more. And Endurance is with you every step of the way, from filing a claim to paying the mechanic of your choice directly. And your rate won't go up no matter how many claims you file. Call Endurance now and choose the plan that fits your budget. Act now and get 1 year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
For your fast free quote, call 800-449-2297. 800-449-2297. 800-449-2297.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you. If you're part of a political campaign, you know media plans are under serious pressure right now. TV alone is not reaching everyone. Digital is crowded, and every dollar has to work harder. That's why political advertisers are adding iHeart. With broadcast radio, podcasts, and streaming, iHeart helps get your message in front of voters with trusted voices, efficient frequency, and scale across local markets. If you need to reach more voters before Election Day, let's talk. Partner with iHeart today. Call 1-844-844-iHeart.
Coach Sark here. 1300 The Zone is your flagship home for the Texas Longhorns.
We're just getting started on this Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. A lot is going on. Texas will have their second scrimmage tomorrow. It's an exciting time for the Texas Longhorn football team as they start to try to develop the depth chart. And that's one of the biggest things about this Texas football team that we can talk about is being able to look and see how much depth this football team has. We've already seen it being challenged already with the injury to one Trevor Gooseby. All signs point to Gooseby being ready to go. He possibly could play in week 1, but it looks like the best thing for him is week 2, but we'll see how he progresses. You also get a chance to see Andre Kojo at the offensive tackle position, showing that he is putting in a lot of work and having success with that process as well. Mark, we got a chance yesterday to talk to Colin Simmons. Colin Simmons, the defensive juggernaut on the defensive side of the ball for the Texas Longhorns, preseason All-American. Any All-American team that is out there, he is definitely on that list. And, you know, we've been around a lot of people that have drive and ambition and focus. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, we've had it and we've been a part of it. But you start to look at what Colin Simmons and his talent as a pass rusher to a defensive leader now, he's shown it every single week. And one of the things that I think about with him, because he led the SEC in sacks, and it was some work. The SEC season, he was outstanding. The beginning of the season, folks felt like he was pressing a little bit, and even he said it. I was trying to do too much and not just staying with my keys. But the one question that I have for you is the 15 sacks, him getting to a 15 sack number, is that more important than him becoming one of those guys that is constantly creating pressure at the quarterback position?
No, I mean, we would love to have 15 sacks, but I think him getting to the quarterback and tapping him and making sure he alters throws leads to more tip balls and interceptions. So I would rather have a turnover and another possession than a sack.
Yeah.
But if a sack leads to a punt, then that's great too.
Well, one of the things that we were talking about with him yesterday is Coach Muschamp. And, you know, you start looking at what Coach Muschamp means to a guy like a Colin Simmons, moving him around, finding places for him to get to the quarterback and be very, very disruptive. And he talked about Muschamp and third down and putting pressure on the defense.
Well, I don't play offense, so I don't know what stress he puts on the offense. But I think Muschamp puts his best players in a position to go make a play.
And think about that. Think about that. That's simple and direct, but it's what it's about. I'm going to put my best players in a position to go make a play. Does that mean lining up in the same spot every time? No. Does that mean putting them in the middle when they're probably going to be outside? Yep. Does that mean lining them up over the over the center to put pressure on that center to make a play? Yep. Does that mean moving them to linebacker sometime and let them blitz from that position? Yep.
Overload. Oh, excuse me. The Cowboys ran a play in the last, I guess, preseason game. They wouldn't call it a scrimmage. And they overloaded two defensive ends on the same side. Texas potentially can do things like that. They have the personnel to overload a side right in the quarterback face. Don't do it behind his back. Do it in his face. Make him get rid of the ball. You have that backside, outside contained, then you don't have to worry about, him scrambling and going the opposite direction, because you throw the ball away. You're not going to outrun Colin Simmons.
Yeah, Colin Simmons.
Good luck to you.
He's bringing the pressure from all kinds of angles. He's doing so much, but he's not the only one that's having a really good camp. He was very complimentary of one Richard Wesley, the young freshman, and his ability on the football field.
Oh, Richard, he a dog. Richie a dog. Shoot, I always tell Richie he mess around and be better than me, honestly, truthfully.
Wow, that's great praise.
And he meant that. And
he didn't say it like he was playing either.
No, he told him, and he's been talking about his development and basically saying there's no way that this kid is not going to be on the field. And when you have young guys coming into the program that are also making an impact to a guy like Colin Simmons, who his mindset is on a whole nother level, but yet he's taking him under his wing and teaching him the ins and the outs, probably teaching him more now than he was taught when he first got here. And that's not taking a slight at anybody else, but now you have a defensive coordinator like Will Muschamp that is bringing violence every single day and making sure that you bring violence every single day. That is something that I'm more excited about some of these younger guys than I am with the older guys, because I know those older guys are going to bring it. It's when you have young people that can step up and the game is not too big for them.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they talk about other players, man, like Wesley. But for the most part, you hear the guys talking about Coach Muschamp. They talk about him putting them in the spots that they can, one, make plays, but also the mentality of the defense. I talk about it a lot. Like, I just believe that speaking into existence and overwhelming belief in yourself can take you further than just the X's and O's.
Right.
And just have a positive and aggressive mindset. And Will Muschamp has that.
Yeah, he's definitely got that aggressive mindset. And one of the things that he said yesterday, too, was about Will Muschamp and his system, what it does for his game in Muschamp's system.
Just allowing me to understand the offense more, reading the offense and learning why we're getting in certain formations and, why we running certain coverages and why we in the fronts, why we blitzing on this play, down the distance, just things like that.
Locked in and loaded. And he was also asked, who sets the tone at practice and why is the tone set like that?
This is my first year seeing this type of tone. So, I mean, aggressive. You're going to be on your feet. You're going to be 10 toes down on your feet. Muschamp is going to make sure you know what you got before you leave that meeting. You got to come ready to practice each and every day. And I feel like he just holds us to the standard each and every day.
That's what it's all about.
Wow.
It's the mindset. It's the aggressiveness. It's knowing your assignment before you walk out to the football field, because Muschamp is going to know it in and out. And he's going to make sure that you handle your responsibilities
Bingo.
every single time you step on the field. I can handle some over-aggressive mistakes. I can't handle mental mistakes. And when you're making mental mistakes, that puts the team in a bad spot, which means your spot is going to be next to me. So the things that are going to be happening.
Coach Hardge, come on, hey son, come over here.
Come on, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me school you on a little something. But yeah, I'm the energy that they bring, the conversation that was being had, it is something that this Texas defense, and for Colin Simmons to say, I've never played for a coach like this, I can't wait to see what he unpackages when it comes to this young man and his abilities to be great.
You say you can't wait. I can wait just maybe 15 more days.
Yeah, 15 more days until the kickoff. Coming up next in the Hard Knocks Life, pressure is a privilege, and I'll explain right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, getting reports of an accident east side on 183 southbound at Manor Springdale Road. Looks like they just moved it off to the shoulder. Road work at 35 southbound, 290 to William Cannon with 2 left lanes closed. I'm Debbie Douglas. That's a quick look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
It only takes one unexpected expense, a medical bill, a missed paycheck, or a broken down car to put a family at risk of losing their home. That's why the Salvation Army Austin's Day of Giving on Thursday, August 27th is so important. Every dollar raised stays right here in Central Texas, helping prevent homelessness before it starts and providing shelter, meals, and hope for families in crisis. Join us and make a difference. Give today at salvationarmyaustin.org. Together, we can restore hope.
Hello,
Hello, Austin. Marcus Kajawa here, bringing you a bank-owned Hill Country land liquidation. On Saturday, August 22nd, one of the Hill Country's finest high-fence historic ranches will be liquidated in tracts ranging from 5 to 20 acres. Come out and buy 5 acres with beautiful views for only $59,000. How about a ready-to-use cabin with a workshop on 11 acres for only $199,000. Properties include high elevation, million-dollar views, massive hardwoods, miles of creek, abundant wildlife, electric, and fiber optic internet, all with owner-to-owner financing. All properties will be liquidated. Call us now, 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611. If the line's busy, keep calling. 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611.
What's up, fools? Main event Jay Uso here from the WWE. When it's just me between matches, it's day one-ish. And that means it's Chumba time. With hundreds of casino-style games and new titles arriving weekly, there's always something fresh to try at Chumba Casino. The daily boosts make it even more fun. And have me about to get them all during my downtime. Ready for a fun way to chill out and enjoy a few minutes for yourself? Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a heat advisory runs through Sunday evening. Sunny skies for your Friday, a high of 105. Tonight's low 78. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 106.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Why pay full price when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Last place in your fantasy league isn't just about losing. It's the group chat jokes, the punishment, a full year of hearing about it. I'm JJ Zacharyson, host of the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast. Our players to target and players to avoid episodes tell you exactly who to circle and who to cross off. We're providing data-driven research in the podcast all season long so that you're the one talking trash, not taking it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast, and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres. Get yourself a dose of positivity.
I am a positivity magnet.
Right now.
With a tremendous amount of positivity.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the Hardge Knocks Life with Mike Hardge.
Make sure you stay locked in today as we get ready to have the conversation again as well. At You Make the Call, we got a great question for you. So make sure you get over to that iHeartRadio app and leave us a voicemail.
You always want to talk. Come on now.
I want y'all to give us your thoughts on certain questions that we ask every single day. But I want to get into my Hardge Knocks life. And I told you before we went to break that pressure is a privilege. And at the University of Texas, talent gets you recruited. Production gets you noticed. But preparation, accountability, and handling the pressure is what can make you a true champion. when you think back to, we can go to all the national championships that the University of Texas has won. There's been a lot of expectations. There's been a lot of players that have been integral and very, very key to the success of the football program. You've heard the stories of the workouts between Vince Young and all of his team in that 2005 championship. It continued to roll in to Colt McCoy and Quan Cosby and all of those guys that were in that had the opportunity to win a national championship. And you start to truly understand that being at Texas, it's a privilege. They talk about it all the time. You're not given this jersey. You've earned this jersey. You've worked to get to this point to be a Division I player at the University of Texas. But you also understand that this is going to be a pressure cooker. And you are privileged enough to be a part of this because of the work that you have put in. Most kids, when you're playing at this level, they were probably the stars on their team. Probably the leading rusher, leading wide receiver, playing multiple positions half the time. But this is an opportunity that a lot of folks don't always have. The question was asked yesterday to Cam Coleman, who transferred to the University of Texas from Auburn. This question was asked last week to Raheem Biles about making the move, who was at Pittsburgh, about making the move to the University of Texas. The reason why those guys came here is because they see that this has the makings of being a team that can challenge for a national title, let alone an SEC title. So you start to understand that when you get these opportunities, you have to embrace these enormous, enormous expectations. And if the University of Texas coaching staff, recruiting crew, and of course the GMs don't feel like you had the character or the makeup to be a part of this journey, you wouldn't be here. If you weren't part of the pressure cooker of the University of Texas, which it is, and we all know what it is, you wouldn't be here. Your talent can only take you so far, but you have to be prepared. You're going to be held accountable, and you've got to be able to handle the pressure to make yourself a champion. And I believe that the University of Texas has done an excellent job. And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not being a homer. I'm hearing what other people are saying as well. My eyes tell me something that a lot of people aren't looking at. But when other people come in and they voice their opinion about what they've learned about this team and what they've seen about this team, it makes you understand. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you about it. I'm going to let Aaron Taylor tell you about this of CBS Sports.
I'm here in Austin and just got done watching Texas's fall camp, and boy, oh boy, is this offense going to be fun to watch. And Longhorn fans, write this one down. That run game is fixed. Texas was a mess running the football last year. We knew that. No push up front. They were really limited at the running back position. Sark loves to dump those passes out on swing routes to those running backs and use them as weapons, and they did not have that. Well, they do now. Let me tell you what, Hollywood, Smothers, and Brown, good Lord. This may be one of the deepest running back units in the entire conference, if not the country, and it was an instant fix. This is the world we live in. NIL, go get what you need through free agency, and Sark has fixed it. That offensive line, spent all morning and all day with Kyle Flood looking at those boys. The vertical push moving downhill, north and south, that was not there a year ago, looked to be there. Their hands were good. Their sets were great. They were on balance. They stopped both the starters and the backups. The combination of the talent on the offensive line and the depth combined with that running back room will be the reason why Texas goes to a 10-plus win contender with national championship aspirations. And I didn't even mention what I learned about Cam Coleman.
He ain't even mention it.
Didn't have to.
But what I'm telling you is this. He understands it. I think a lot of the people inside Moncrief understand it. And more importantly, those guys that are on that field understand that this is their best opportunity to do their thing.
Hardge, it's good to hear it from you. It's good to hear from Coach Sark and even the players. But when a Notre Dame guy comes and people start coming from national media, different 4-letter and 3-letter sports organizations, and they start saying it, it's going to hold a little bit more weight because, you know, people hardly always believe what happens at home. They're going to say, oh, they're being homers. You just said it. I said it yesterday. Yes, I am a homer. I've drank the Kool-Aid. But Aaron didn't. He came in here and saw with his own eyes what looked to him to be a winning franchise.
Yeah. And that is the difference to me when other guys that have been very critical of the University of Texas. And Aaron, I was with him when he got inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. I was at that. That was the same night Kenny Sims got inducted into it. RIP to the big fella. But he was very critical and has always been critical of the University of Texas because he's an offensive lineman. So he knows what it looks like. Now he found it. He saw it. The running game is fixed, so he says. I believe it is too. I believe we have home run hitters, and I believe that the difference is being able to move down the field with a 60-yard touchdown run changes the way the Texas running game is going to be viewed as well, because there's pop plays that can happen that a lot of people didn't get to see last year. Guys weren't taking it to the house the way that we thought they should. So I'm happy. I'm excited. Can't wait for football season. The game's 15 days away, and then we'll know more about this doggone Texas football team. Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversation. You make the call. There's a lot that we're going to digest.
Nice take, man.
Right here. Oh, appreciate that, brother. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Mark, starting August 17th, we're on at 6 a.m.
6? Mike, the sun even ain't at work yet.
That's why we're kicking the morning off.
Well, you bring the coffee, and I'll bring the heat.
The Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardge and Mark Henry. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on AM 1300 The Zone and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning as you head into your early morning commute. For the most part, in good shape. Everything rolling at posted speeds. Now, we do have this wreck at 35 northbound at William Cannon. That one is in the center lane. 15-minute delay. Stop and go from 45 Southeast Toll and 183 southbound at Manor. Accident off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Douglas with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible. When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
The comfiest shoes ever just hit Austin. Visit Hey Dude South Congress and see the best that Hey Dude has to offer. Whether it's live music, special deals, or the latest launch, we've got a lot in store. That's Hey Dude at 1708 South Congress. See y'all there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
I survived 9 months in captivity, and I've spent my life exploring how other people survive what should have destroyed them. I'm Elizabeth Smart, and these are the Survivor Files. Every week, I'm with survivors who lived through the unthinkable, abducted, stalked, controlled, and nearly silenced. These are stories about what it takes to make it out alive. Download the free iHeartRadio app. Search the Survivor Files with Elizabeth Smart and listen now.
With Kohl's Back to School sale, kids get styles that say, I'm so back. And you get savings that say, I'm so good at this. Save up to 40% on school essentials. Plus, shop in-store this weekend for your chance to get up to $100 instant Kohl's cash. Back to school confidence runs in the family. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora at Kohl's. Offers end August 23rd. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the horns. Guaranteed human.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
A quiet residential neighborhood erupts in chaos. Carmine Galante, the feared boss of the Bonanno crime family, lies dead. His cigar still clutched between his teeth.
Masked men walked into Joe and Mary's luncheonette in Brooklyn today and gunned down Carmine Galante, a man believed to be the most powerful mafia chieftain in the country.
The execution sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld and set the stage for one of the most pivotal criminal cases in New York City history. From the minds behind the acclaimed television series comes Law and Order: Criminal Justice System. This isn't a scripted drama. These are real stories told by the people who have lived them.
My father should have been a dead man.
For decades, the mafia had New York City in a stranglehold, with law enforcement seemingly powerless to intervene. But the murder of Carmine Galante marked the beginning of the end. Discover how a group of young prosecutors took on the mafia, and with the help of law enforcement, brought down its most powerful figures. I'm Anna Siga Nicolazzi, and from Wolf Entertainment and iHeart Podcasts, this is Law and Order: Criminal Justice System.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone, guaranteed human.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. You know, we sit here all the time and try to come up with these thoughts, right? Who should have, what could have, and how did it go down? But one of the questions that we want to pose to you is, yesterday, James Harden was rewarded with a 3-year, $97 million extension to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we got to thinking about James Harden. James Harden has made over $500 million in his NBA career. We all believe that he is a great regular season player, but he always seems to disappear in the playoffs. So at this stage of the game, we want you to answer, is James Harden worth the money that he just signed in Cleveland? Mark Henry?
Nope. With P-E, nope. That dude, during the regular season, he can give you 20 and 10 any night of the week. Sometimes James Harden get on a tear and light you up for 30. But it's something about when they get to the postseason, Hard. His numbers drop from the 20s and middle 20s to like 15 points. He goes from giving you 11 assists, 10 assists to giving you 6. His numbers drop in half in every statistical category, which means that he's not a great defensive player by any means, and that suffers too. So you mean to tell me that guy is deserving of this new deal? But Eric made a good point.
Well,
What's your other option?
Let's let Eric make that point. Here's our producer, our guy E. E, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so Mark, I hear what you're saying. But like I said, when we were getting ready for the show, what's Cleveland's other option, right? I mean, they just made a really good move by bringing in Peyton Watson, and you brought up defense, right? I mean, Peyton Watson is going to alleviate a lot of that pressure, hopefully. James Harden at this stage of his career, he's best suited as your facilitator, your point guard, third option at best come playoff time, right? If you need him to give you 25 plus on a consistent basis in the playoffs, you're looking at the wrong guy. That's why, honestly, I was looking at if he didn't go back to Cleveland because, the whole LeBron sweepstakes, I was looking at Miami maybe. I was looking at possibly Detroit because Cade Cunningham needs some help. Could alleviate some pressure on him. James Harden is a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? We all know that. But if you're Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell's on the point guard. You already had Harden. You bring in Peyton Watson. You get rid of Max Strus and his inconsistency. So I don't know what else you were going to do, honestly.
Yeah, and that to me was the answer. You had to do something at the point guard position. He is your primary ball handler. Neither one, him or Donovan Mitchell, I think they're allergic to defense. So they break out in hives in those situations. So you have to be able to get other people in. That's why when people were talking about LeBron possibly going back to Cleveland, I think he knew that they were going to sign James Harden, and he knows that he won't be
He's
able
not
to show
going
up
to win
in the playoffs. And that to me was the nail in the coffin for him to say, I'm going to go somewhere else because I need somebody, those young players that can go out there and be aggressive, and I can just play my role.
I think partly that was it, Hardge, but also for the same reason that LeBron left Los Angeles, I feel like Cleveland offered the same. They wanted to invest all their time and all of their the big machine behind Donovan Mitchell. And when you have Luka and Donovan Mitchell, like guys that are not only paid like a top 5 guy in the NBA, they market them like the top 5 guys in the NBA. And you can't do that with LeBron present.
Yeah. And that's why this question is posed to the people. Did they do the right thing by re-signing James Harden? Like I said, this dude has made almost over $500 million in his NBA career. He's right behind, I believe he's right behind Kevin Durant for the most money made in the NBA over a career.
Wow.
Think about that. And we can probably, folks say the same thing about KD sometimes. They're like, well, they can't say it about him because he won an MVP. He won a playoffs MVP twice and won a championship. James Harden has to he has to figure this thing out about his career and the playoffs. They said the same thing about Barry Bonds, and then all of a sudden Barry Bonds did great in the playoffs. He's a great regular season player, couldn't hit anything during the playoffs until he did. And then the narrative started changing about him. Do they have enough, though, in Cleveland to compete again to try to get to the NBA championship?
I think Cleveland has a chance to be in the top 4. It's going to be Philly, New York, Miami, and you pick. Is it Detroit? Is it Cleveland? Is it Boston?
Yeah.
Because it's going to come down to 4.
Right.
And 3 of those teams are going to be out. And I would, this might strike you as a little bit, I don't know, Mark. Yes, it's a pipe dream. But I think Indiana's going to be a lot better because of Halliburton being back.
I believe so too, but how good is Halliburton going to be able to be coming back from that injury? You know as well as I do.
It takes a year and a half.
It's going to take some time for him to get to where he was, but he's a great facilitator. He's somebody that can help come in and run the offense and not necessarily have to be the scoring threat. On career earnings for James Harden, LeBron James, $585 million. Kevin Durant, $545 million. Steph Curry, $532, and James Harden, $511 million career earnings. That's
not bad.
That's good work if you can find it.
That's pretty good work if you can get it.
That's good work if you can find it. So James Harden getting paid. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what's going on with James Harden. Is he worth the money? Would you have paid that?
I picked the wrong sport.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think your body told you what sport to play. I think your body told you what sport to play.
My body picked the wrong sport.
Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. We'll hear from Grayson Littleton as he talks about Will Muschamp, this team. The Texans fall to the Raiders. Cowboys get ready for Arizona. And the world's strongest man closes out the hour, giving you his world's strongest take. Hour number 2 is just around the corner, right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
You're in charge of ordering boxes, small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Here's a tip from iHeartRadio Earth to keep your lawn green while saving you some green. Summer's here, and time to give your in-ground sprinkler system an inspection. One broken or missing piece can waste as much as 1,000 gallons of water per week. Look out for puddles or soggy spots that might indicate a leak. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, visit iHeartRadio.com/earth.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
In this edition of the Marketer's Report, Scott Hinchelwood, a director at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, talks about the power of live events.
We've been working with iHeart now going back to your beginning, and then we have over 60 iHeart station partners out there telling our story, and it really helps drive that St. Jude mission home and share our patients and share our mission.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live events, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
This is what football sounds like.
Straight up the gut for 5 yards and the score.
And iHeartRadio is the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. We're doing the work to get you up to date.
Just download the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL.
Delivering more is just how we do business at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Get more selection with our huge inventory of brand new Fords and quality pre-owned rides. More value with bigger deals and more confidence with our Austin family that's been serving Central Texas drivers for over 2 decades. Whether you're hauling gear to Zilker Park or commuting down Mopac, you get more with the team that knows Ford best. Group 1 Ford of South Austin, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Visit us on South I-35 or online at group1fordofsouthaustin.com.
Turn your game day instincts into tradable outcomes with Webull's prediction markets. Trade yes or no event contracts across baseball, football, plus economic releases, culture, crypto, and other real-world events. React as markets move in real time, play-by-play. For a limited time, get $20 cash when you make your first prediction market trade with Webull. Visit Webull.com or download the Webull app today. Terms and conditions apply. Event contract trading is highly speculative and may not be suitable for all investors. Sports event contracts are limited in Nevada, Maryland, and Michigan. Webull Futures LLC is a CFTC registered FCM and NFA member. Event contract accounts are not SIPC protected. See Webull.com/disclosures for more information.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. And hour number 1, we got a chance to hear from Cam Coleman talking about the chemistry he is developing with Arch, the playmaking ability that he has, and of course, the new partnership with Ryan Wingo. We also got a chance to hear from Colin Simmons as he talks about Will Muschamp and what he brings to the table, especially setting the tone from that defensive staff. You had the Hard Knocks life. Texas pressure is a privilege. And is James Harden worth the money? We'll discuss that a little bit later as well. But right now, I want to talk about the defensive back room. We've talked about the secondary, and does this secondary have a chance to be the key part to the team's success this year? And one of those players is Grayson Littleton. Littleton last year was a freshman All-American, one of the key players for the Texas Longhorns. And we continue to think that this is a guy that, to me, by the time he leaves this university, he is going to be looked at as one of the best defensive backs to ever play here. And it's not just because of what he did last year. I think it's going to be what he's been able to do here. But more importantly, with Will Muschamp being the DC, Blake Gideon being here as the secondary coach, you start looking at some of the things that have happened. And Grayson Littleton talked about how his role has changed here at the university.
I don't think my role necessarily changed. I just think it was growing into that role compared to last year.
Boom. Tell him
Simply.
Again. Yeah. Think about what he just said.
Like, that dude has the potential to be a Thorpe guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he got all the tools and deceptively long. You see his arms?
Mm-hmm.
He just got long arms, like a basketball player, long arms. So, I mean, that just bodes well for, anytime he get that wraparound, that off arm, he got the go-go gadget arms. He can knock that ball down.
He's so quick, too, in space and been able to move from corner to nickel to corner. And he was asked about the nickel. How is the nickel different in Muschamp's scheme compared to PK's?
I mean, it's just all the defensive scheme we run. It's completely different than last year. I think Coach Champ, he has a certain pride. Like he cares about the star position, and I had to learn. I mean, I carried it my way last year, but I'm learning to carry it his way this year in his scheme as well.
Think about that. Carrying it I did it last year my way, and I was an All-American. Now I'm coming in, and Coach Muschamp is showing me something different. And I can get even better.
He pulled a Frank Sinatra out.
He did it his way. Yeah.
He did it my way.
Yeah. He did it his way. Now he's learning from Muschamp. And Muschamp he's putting his fingerprints on a lot of these guys because you can hear it on the defensive side of the ball. You hear what Colin Simmons had to say about Muschamp. Lance Jackson last week talking about what Muschamp brings to the table. Jelani McDonald talked about Muschamp and the change, and you could see it in these guys' eyes. Now, they probably had the same passion last year with PK, but it looks like it's a different, more intense version of what they are trying to get accomplished in that secondary.
Hardge, I heard an interview one time with Buddy Ryan, and Buddy Ryan said, "Do you watch detective shows?" And the guy said, "Yeah." He said, "That's what I want my defense to do. I want my defense to diagnose, find out why, when, where, so it never happens again."
Right.
And I went, "Oh, that's pretty smart." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what some of these elite defensive coaches bring.
Yeah.
They just give you a simple way of understanding it. They break it down into little biteable chunks so you can absorb it easier.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of another thing. It's not so much simplified, it's more educated.
Right. And that could be the other part of it too, because they are learning something brand new. It's not the same as last year.
Right.
So these kids are learning it. They are learning a different scheme. They're learning different play calls. They're learning different assignments and alignments. Those are the good things that are happening, but it's the buy-in to it as well. If you don't buy in, you're not playing. If no thud, you ain't playing. Like he's set the tone immediately for everybody. And it's making it for not only the offense, but not only the defense, but for the offense as well. He's getting coaches fired up every single day to go to work, because you heard Colin Simmons. He sets the tone before we go out to practice.
10 toes, you better know everything before we go out there.
Before we go out there, I don't want to be stopping practice because you blew an assignment every single time. And so those are the things that I continue to look at. Grayson Littleton always talking about creating the culture on the field, because they've gone out, they've done escape rooms, they've had a lot of fun, but they also create this culture on the football field.
I think it starts, obviously you get on the field, but it starts with like just little stuff like communication, being with each other there, and then also, film study, being with each other in the corner room, communicating with each other about certain plays. I think that helps build the chemistry with each other on and off the field.
Yeah. I definitely think that's chemistry builder. And we forget sometimes how much chemistry plays a part into knowing the pass rush is coming. Hey, guys, he's going to have to throw the ball out pretty hot. So make sure that you don't leave that tight end if he stops short. Like the hot route. You the running back is coming out of the backfield. Why would you not go over there and get in front of him?
Yep.
It's just common sense stuff. So if I know we got a blitz coming, we're going to take away the hot. And then they're going to play man-to-man most of the time with a safety over whoever's the most dangerous.
Yep.
Like they simplifying things.
And they're learning their keys. He made an interception in the scrimmage last week that he took back to the house, and he said, they were asked, "Well, what helped you?" He said, "I recognized the alignment, I recognized the call, and I decided I was going to jump that route." That's recognition.
Reading recognition.
That means you was watching film. You saw what was going to happen, and you went and made the play. So that's what it's all about. He also talked about the growth to this year from last year and what's changed for him.
I think I've grown a lot in different ways just because of the new defensive scheme change. I think it's called me to grow in different ways than I did last year. So just from like zone match principles, I think last year, I think that's the biggest one. I'd say zone match principles, to be honest.
Learning.
Yeah.
Learning and seeing things. Remember what you said before that when Christian Parker took over the Cowboys and PJ Locke talked about, man, I'm learning things I didn't even know about before. Those are the things that he's bringing to this. Like, there's different, and it may be the same concepts, it may be the same things, but it's being delivered in a way that these kids are able to grab it.
Yeah.
And that to me is the answer. That's it right there. We can say the same thing, but deliver it in a different way, and somebody will pick it up like that, or they won't. And what they're doing is they're being able to pick it up and retain it, regurgitate it, and give it back to Coach Blood so they know that, hey, I got what you're saying.
Hardge, like the spring and preseason games are designed to create your culture.
Yep.
And to practice kind of what you've established as this is the way we're going to do things. Texas in the spring so far, that's all they've talked about is the culture and the way that they're doing things. We joke around with the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys. I've seen more culture building things in Houston last night than I have in a long time. Same thing with the Cowboys. We talk about it like, are we dreaming? Is this really happening? The Longhorns have established a culture that when these guys come in from different schools out of the portal, if they don't fit that mold of a guy, regardless of how talented they are, Texas won't take them.
Right. Yep.
And so these guys are fitting in, they're buying in, and that's what we're getting right now. All of these guys, they're believing, and they realize I'm better with you, so let's play together.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of orchestrating this.
Yeah,
defense.
it's awesome.
I do want to bring this up because one of the guys' name that continues to be a part of the conversation is Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams' name came up multiple times in different places, but this is what Grayson Littleton had to say about Jonah Williams.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job this year, especially this camp. He's made a lot of great plays. I know a lot of people have a lot of expectations for him, but he's just going in each day, working hard. He has a very good mindset about each day. He's very good in his faith too. So I just know he's head down working right now, and his hard work's really starting to show.
There it is. And I can't wait. He's one of those guys that if he is able to come out and play, he's a 5-star talent that has unbelievable ability to play the game at a high level.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep seeing what Jonah does. They got another scrimmage tomorrow. We'll find out more after that tomorrow, and we'll talk about it all week long as we get closer and closer to game week. 15 days away, right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone. Coming up next, guess what? Houston Texans. They played great until they didn't. We'll discuss right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone.
It's almost time for kickoff. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Breaks a tackle, 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Listen to every play, every touchdown, every win on 1300 The Zone.
Fires for the end zone. It's intercepted. Kickoff. This ballgame is over.
Today's countdown is
16 days.
Presented by Bud Light all season long on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football.
Touchdown! Texas wins!
We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
On 1300 The Zone.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, pretty much most all our major freeway systems are rolling at posted speeds. Now, we're still working this accident on 35 northbound. It's at William Cannon. We've got 2 right lanes blocked. Start moving over to your left side. A solid 45-minute delay. That's got you stop and go from 45 Southeast Toll. I'm Debbie Douglas with a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Make today a little better with IHOP and the IHOP value menu, where a full satisfying meal is just $6 any day of the week. Pick your fluffy pancakes, crispy bacon and eggs, or try the new BLT, stacked high and served with fries. Big flavor, just $6 every day. $7 in some locations.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with exclusive deals and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun and all roads lead to game day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. One app, every sport, in all 50 states. Remember, September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code AM1300. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code AM1300 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms DKNG.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports context availability. Varies by state. Hey, it's Hardball Hardge of the Morning Kickoff on AM 1300 The Zone. Come and meet and greet UT legend Michael Griffin at the HEB on Hancock tomorrow at noon. Look for us right in front of the Bud Light display. Hook 'em horns.
Remember when everyone was creating those LeBron tribute songs? Now it's your time to shine. Create your own with Smile Tunes. Honor your favorite player, team, or your Little League star with a custom song from Smile Tunes. Visit smiletunes.com and create your own anthem today.
If you run a business and need to get your message to your next customers fast, nothing is faster than audio with iHeart. Let us help you grow your business at the speed of sound today at 844-844-iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Last night, the Houston Texans went into battle, and let's just say it started off great. They went out there and did their thing. Everybody was excited. We asked yesterday, what did you want to see accomplished from the Houston Texans? And you start to understand that these things didn't go the way that we thought they were going to go. It did in the beginning. You got C.J. Stroud out there going 4 of 6 for 27 yards in his only series. Woody Marks with the touchdown. We even had this play by the linebacker, Wade Wadaz.
And for Wade, he just has to be disciplined with what we're asking him to do. Like that pick came from him just being where he's supposed to be and finding a way to catch the football and go score. So he just has to continue to improve. Rookie, we're trying to get him a ton of reps. And he's done a good job with what we've given him. I like that way he said that. He's hungry to get better. Last week, it wasn't good enough. We showed him what he needs to improve upon. And, he did some good things in practice. And, getting a pick is one play. It was a big play in the game, but there are more plays you have to watch to see if he's really taking all the improvements that we've asked him to do.
80-yard pick six by Wade. And the interesting part about what he said at the end, it's like, hey, let's not put the cart before the horse. You start looking at some of these guys and you believe, oh, he's done so good. He's going to make – no, look, just because he had one good game, you got to stack days in the NFL. You just can't have those flash moments, especially when you look at what the reserves were able to do yesterday. Las Vegas outgained the Texans yesterday 400 yards to 219.
Good Lord. Hey, Hardge, the mentality was there. Woody Marks came out playing like my life depends on my effort. And the formations running into a double tight end and having 3 tight ends and going inside zone is saying, I'm going to run in your face. I don't care what you do. And yes, that was not the Raiders' number one defense.
Right.
So yeah, you can do stuff against that defense that you won't be able to do against the starters. You got to diversify it a little bit and mix it up. But we are going to come out and run it down your throat mentality said everything I needed to hear with Houston. The offensive line, did you see them guys blocking downfield?
Did.
They were putting guys on their rear ends. And you don't see that in the NFL very often. Now, I mean, you got like a elite all-pro guy.
Right.
But it was very impressive in the way that they attacked that Raiders defense.
Yeah, the way that they ended up playing in their first half, you start to look and you say, okay, we got some encouragement from the starting units, both offensively and defensively. But you blow a 20-3 halftime lead and lose 22-20 on a Aiden O'Connell 96-yard game-winning drive with 14 seconds left. Yeah, some of you guys will be trying to get back into college like some of the people are doing right now. If you get cut from your NFL team, you might be able to go back to your school.
I doubt it.
There's a lot of folks that are sitting there looking at this and trying to understand. I know DeMeco Ryans was upset after the game. When you look at this team and what they saw last week, he talked about, let's get ready to show some physicality. Let's see what we can bring to the table. But he had to be happy with what he saw from C.J. Stroud on that first drive with the starters.
Credit to CJ, too. He made some really good decisions. Didn't throw it around a ton, but when he did throw, it was good decisions with the football. He moved us up and down the field, so I'm proud of what those guys went out there and did. By playing CJ, I wanted to see him come out, get some live reps with the first offensive line, just see him get in rhythm, have some efficient plays, and he did exactly what we expected him to do. And that's the reason you just go get those live reps for him. So it's not the first time that they're rolling out versus Buffalo.
Excuse me. He was 2-6. 2 of those passes hit receivers' hands and they dropped it. So I don't credit him with having 2 bad passes. They need to get the starters in there where guys are going to catch the ball. CJ's focus was better too. I don't know if you got to see him warm up and the eye-hand coordination stuff. He was doing things that I hadn't seen him do before. And I think that if he's doing that kind of work every day, it'll pay off.
Well, CJ is one of those guys that I continue to say, just let him play. He's too talented not to. As you mentioned, 4 of 6 for 27 yards. The 2 drops were drops by the other team. Woody Marks gave the numbers that he needed. I really liked what I saw from Noah Whittington on the special teams, being able to run some of those balls back. And the other part is, I keep telling y'all, Marlon Klein is a dude that is going to make this football team. If he does not make this football team as the tight end on this squad with Dalton Schultz, somebody is going to scoop him up and he is going to play a lot. He is a talent that the Houston Texans found and made the most of it because he has been destroying people in camp.
You see those feet? Like, he moves his feet. He gets up on outside ends, and I mean, he turned a couple of guys' shoulders. That's the hand strength, wrist strength. Like, he looked like offensive lineman at times, the way he punches and jerks and twists people.
Right.
Like, all tight ends can't do that. He is a hell of a blocker, man.
Yeah. And that's why I keep saying it. Like, when you look at the way that these teams break down, you truly, truly, truly understand that this is a guy that is going to be a consistent player in the NFL. He's not going to be like Schoonmaker, the one that we have for the Cowboys.
Wow, why you say it like that?
Because he's about to be gone.
He's about to be gone.
He's about to be gone. He's another one.
Trigg is
another tight end from Michigan, or a draft pick from Michigan that the Cowboys did not get right. But you look at what this young man has been able to do, the way he moves, the energy that he brings. D'Amico cannot say enough good things about that.
But he got to catch that ball that he dropped.
Understood.
He was one of those that dropped the ball because he looked before he caught the ball. That's trainable. That's nervousness. We talked about that last week. Some of these guys, give them some grace. This is the first time they've been in that situation. It's scary out there. They got big, fast men trying to run, take your face mask off. And I get it. But he got to catch the ball.
And he knows that. And again, that's why that's why training camp is training camp. That's why you're getting these opportunities.
Get those reps.
And he led the team in receptions yesterday. So
Widow drop ball.
He's a guy that is going to be an integral part of what they do for the Houston Texans. But on the other side, you look at what happened with Fernando Mendoza. He was 8 of 15 for 86 yards. He did throw that pick six. But you're going to hear from Fernando a little bit later to close out the show. That guy just is funny to me. He's hilarious listening to him talk, watching him walk around on the sideline, trying to cheer everybody up. I mean, it's just fun. He's fun entertainment, and he needs to be mic'd up every single day.
They need to mic him. That dude is entertaining. I can see why players gravitate to him, because he has that I need to protect my little brother mentality. Like, you just want to protect him. And when he saw his guys do something well, he went over there, ran to him, bigged them up, danced with him, like all of this stuff. Like, I want to meet him. I'm gonna make it happen.
Still want to meet him. I do want to give a shout out to the San Francisco 49ers as they defeated the LA Chargers.
Didn't see none of it.
41-17. Big performance by the 49ers. Chargers, yeah, well, we'll see what ends up happening with them.
They played too late.
It just, yeah, no doubt. We'll see what ends up happening with those squads right there. When we come back, Dallas Cowboys will take on the Cardinals this weekend. Where is the depth being developed? Who's going to make the squad? And I told y'all, pump your brakes. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz & Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, pretty much most all our major freeway systems are rolling at posted speeds. Now, we're still working this accident on 35 northbound. It's at William Cannon. We've got 2 right lanes blocked. Start moving over to your left side, a solid 45-minute delay. That's got you stop and go from 45 Southeast Toll. I'm Debbie Douglas with a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Airtasker.
Mornings at my house are impossible. 2 kids can't find their shoes and the sink starts leaking. So I post my tasks on Airtasker. Soon, the sink's fixed and a tasker installs a robot litter box my cat hates. Go to airtasker.com or download the app.
Airtasker. Get anything done.
Now, stepping up to the plate is a household name, weighing in at roughly 115 pounds with a wingspan of 98 inches. It's Samsung.
Kid, I know it's baseball season, but this isn't what I meant when I said to incorporate sports into the company commercial.
Sorry, old man. I just want everyone to know that audiovisual consultations can make your home feel like a stadium.
That's true. Audiovisual provides stadium surround sound, huge screen video, controlled lighting, and even temperature control. On our roster, every customer is an MVP.
Sounds like audiovisual knows how to score a home run with our customers.
All right, kid, that's enough with the baseball puns.
But I'm trying to tell everyone that audiovisual is a real catch. You'll love our services.
Kid?
There's nothing coming out of left field when you give us a call. We won't break your balls.
Kid, we only have a minute.
Pitch, please. I don't need your attitude right now.
Rest assured, listeners, audiovisual is much better at installing and designing custom home theaters than we are at making jokes.
Just check our stats. Give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit us online at avconsultations.com.
The next big moment is waiting at Bet Online. Whether you're backing your favorite team, building a same-game parlay, or chasing the excitement of live betting, you'll find all the action in one place. And when the final whistle blows, keep the entertainment going with hundreds of slots, classic table games, and live dealer experiences at Bet Online Casino. Enjoy the freedom of online gaming at Bet Online, where the action moves with you, and every moment is yours. Bet on at Bet Online.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
NFL training camps continue. An injury in Lions camp. All-Pro tight end Sam Laporta has a hip injury and may miss the start of the season. No decision yet from Rams legend Aaron Donald. He continues to work out and is considering coming out of retirement to rejoin the Rams this season. Week 2 of the preseason continues tonight with 3 games, including the Steelers hosting the Jets. Aaron Rodgers won't play tonight. Will Howard and rookie Drew Albert take Pittsburgh's QB reps. I'm Matt McCoy.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Buyers Barricades.
For traffic control rentals, sales, and 24-hour service, trust Buyers Barricades. From roadway safety to special event traffic planning, they've got Texas covered. Visit buyersbarricades.com and keep Texas roads safe. That's buyersbarricades.com. Visit the site today.
Last place in your fantasy league isn't just about losing. It's the group chat jokes, the punishment, a full year of hearing about it. I'm JJ Zacharyson, host of the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast. Our players to target and players to avoid episodes tell you exactly who to circle and who to cross off. We're providing data-driven research in the podcast all season long so that you're the one talking trash, not taking it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast, and listen now.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning. Coming up at the next segment, we will have the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest tape and breaking it all down.
Why did I turn into Cleveland Brown?
Oh no. The Dallas Cowboys will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals Saturday night, 9 o'clock Central Time. That's right, folks. You gotta stay up late if you're gonna try to watch that. It's Saturday night, so you got some time. You might be able to stay up a little bit.
It's not like if it was on Sunday and you had to stay up, because 4 o'clock come real fast.
It does. And that's why you gotta start getting rest. Gotta keep getting rest throughout the day. I wanted to talk about this because there's a couple battles that continue to be in play here for the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, we know Dak Prescott is the starting quarterback, but the position of backup is being heavily evaluated. Sam Howell, former first-round pick, is going up against Joe Milton III. Joe Milton and Sam Howell both had impressive games last week, so that part of it is going to be interesting to see who ends up getting the backup role. You look at
You know who gets my MVP so far?
Who?
The offensive coaching staff, because they ran different formations in different plays for both guys. They didn't stick them in the same. Listen, we're gonna run this triangle, and y'all both got to do that. Nope, didn't do it. Joe Milton was under center over 80% of the time, and Sam was in spread zone read type of, RPO type of system. Like, so you're gonna run two systems? Like, that means they're working over there.
Yeah. And it's good for both of those guys because they both fared really well. Another position of conversation is going to be the right tackle depth and the overall production of the offensive line, because with Tyler Guyton, it looked like he had a better practice this past week, but it looks like now Terrence Steele is put on notice with his performance. Nate Thomas has been getting a lot of work at the right side, so we'll see what happens there. We've got a bunch of young receivers and running backs that are now trying to get their place on this team, and Coach Schottenheimer talked about the running back room and the opportunities for these guys.
I joke about his success, on certain days, but, the guy is consistent. He's a good football player, and he's good on offense. He's good on special teams. He's good in pass protection. He's a good runner. He runs behind his pads. He makes positive yards. So he has not been a surprise. I've been very pleasantly surprised with Izzy. Didn't know him. We got him late last year. Big, powerful man that runs hard, good speed. You haven't even really seen his speed come to life, but he's very, very fast. He's a finisher, what you would call a finisher. If he gets space, he's hard to catch because he's fast and powerful from the lower body down. And those guys have earned, the right to get more reps with the one.
With the ones, they're finding a way. They're finding a way to get them all back on the field, and something's not right. Getting those guys back on the football field to get those opportunities. And every time you look at them, you say, all right, here goes these running backs. You were talking about Malik Davis last time.
Love him.
And how he was able to go out there and perform at a high level. And
Jaden Blue, then Maffa. And the younger guy, Izzy.
That's who he's talking about.
I like Izzy, but I'm just saying, like, is he gonna be able to hold? Is he gonna be able to hold up?
I believe so. I think he's talented enough to be able to do that.
And I don't know if they're gonna put Trigg at tight end, or they have him wearing number 46. So like he ran fullback a few times. So are they gonna have Lipke and Trigg be fullbacks, tight end, like bunch them into the tight end group? Like what's the deal with that?
Lipke ain't going nowhere.
He's all pro. Well, not all pro, but he made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he's special when it comes to this football team. So we'll see what ends up happening, but they continue to get those reps. They're going to get opportunities this weekend. And the other place where there's a lot of competition is the wide receiver room and the expectations of some of those guys. Let's see what ends up happening.
And you know, Cam's done a really, really good job. I'm very, very pleased with him. He's done it every day. But again, I think it's a little bit cart before the horse. Jonathan Mingo's having a hell of a training camp. I mean, it's a very competitive room. Anthony Smith's a guy that hasn't played a lot of football, but he's extremely talented, very, very fast. So, you know, those guys are battling their butts off to make this football team. And I love that. But, you know, Cam doing it in practice against our guys is more important to me than I don't even know who he was going up against in Seattle. You know, I really don't. It doesn't matter.
You see, that's what I'm talking about right there. You know, he was doing things against a team in Seattle, the Super Bowl champion. I know these
guys that are not going to be playing on Sunday.
But you look at it and you say, okay, why is it that he's able to make these plays? Let's see what he does this week. Let's see if he continues to do it. As he said, when he's going up against his own guys in camp, that's something different. If you see him getting busy then we'll know what's going on with that situation. So we'll see what ends up happening with them and the growth of this football team this weekend.
Hardge, I'm more optimistic than you. Yes, Flournoy is awesome. He's going to have a good year. But I think this kid has got that extra. He's got that thing. And you can't have 6 wide receivers. Most teams carry 5. And it just so happens that the Cowboys' 5 is also their kick returner. And he did make the Pro Bowl. So he's not going nowhere. The 1, 2, and 3, those guys are not going nowhere. Who's going to get that 4th spot?
It's going to be interesting. I mean,
like it's a 3-man race. He said Mingo
is the guy.
They
traded for him.
They traded, yeah, and a 4th-round pick at that.
They traded for him. He's not going anywhere. So he's going to be one of the guys. So you start looking to see what can happen with the wide receiver crew. It'll be a little bit different.
Can I go to Marshall's and get some bags for what's your guy that came from Green Bay? Vandale Scanlon? Gone.
Yeah.
He out of there.
He was already. He knew that coming in. He knew that. Hey, I'm coming.
I don't even want him to. I don't even want them to give him no more reps. And
he's getting them. He's gonna play tomorrow. He's gonna get an opportunity to make some
had
plays.
enough of him.
He's another one of those guys that's a veteran, though. He's a veteran presence. He's been in the league for a long time, had success in the league, and sometimes it's you can look back and say, oh, he's still got something in the tank, or you can say, I've got a guy that's undrafted, that I'm not paying a lot of money, and we can make the salary cap work. And he was having success. So let's see if he continues to work hard, see how he's been doing in practice. Because the way Schottenheimer said it, didn't sound like he's been doing that great in practice. He said, I want to see how he goes up against our guys, who he believes are the better corners in certain situations. Right. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. There's a lot, but a short time to get to it because they're going to make some cuts here coming up. And some of those guys are going to go back to college. I mean, we'll just see what happens. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Fall in Texas means one thing. Texas Longhorns football. And you won't miss a snap all season long right here on 1300 The Zone. Touchdown, Texas! Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. They just cleared that accident at 35 northbound at William Cannon. Still a slow residual delay as we are now into the meat of our morning rush hour. So it's still slow from right around 45. 290 eastbound Rim Rock Trail getting reports of an accident. I'm Debbie Douglas with your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lorenz and Lorenz, personal injury attorneys.
I'm attorney Ted Lorenz. If you've been hurt in a car, truck wreck, Lorenz and Lorenz is here for you. We offer a free consultation and don't get paid until we win your case. Lorenz and Lorenz, we're on top of it. Austin, Texas.
Hey, it's Hannah from Central Texas #1 sports bar, Rowdy Cowboy. If you love the Longhorns as much as Rowdy does, you will have to watch all the action on our 69 big screen TVs while enjoying ice-cold beer, craft cocktails, and our Texas-sized menu. And check out our Monday and Friday steak specials. So saddle up and head to Rowdy Cowboy, located off I-35 in Round Rock. Let's get rowdy. Visit us at Go Rowdy Cowboy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Right now, O'Reilly Auto Parts gets you back to savings. Fuel system additives can improve your vehicle's fuel economy and performance. Pick up select Royal Purple fuel system additives, buy one, get one free. Plus, receive 4 times O Rewards points. Add it to your tank at your next fill-up. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ulta's 21 Plus Days of Beauty event is almost here, starting August 28th. Find 50% off daily beauty steals from brands like Lancome and Peach & Lily. Save big on weekly beauty steals from fall faves like Moroccan Oil and Live Tinted. Plus, discover new must-haves from Tarte and Sol de Janeiro. Get ready for over 250 beauty steals and more. New season, new steals, new favorites. Plan your visit today. While supplies last, conditions apply. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
The comfiest shoes ever just hit Austin. Visit Hey Dude South Congress and see the best that Hey Dude has to offer. Whether it's live music, special deals, or the latest launch, we've got a lot in store. That's Hey Dude at 1708 South Congress. See y'all there.
It's a sale. Right now, any service needed for your vehicle is on sale at Leaf Johnson Ford on Airport and Koenig in Austin. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, alignments, you name it. And Leaf Johnson Ford in Austin has it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back to you. Go to leafjohnson.com and schedule your service, or come see us. Leaf Johnson Ford, Airport and Koenig.
When I beat the guys in my fantasy league, text wasn't enough. I used Smile Tunes to create a victory ballad specifically naming everyone I defeated. It was the most beautiful way to be a terrible winner. Visit smiletunes.com and claim your ultimate victory soundtrack.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the WIAA, are the 174,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Washington. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone. That's what I do! That's what I do!
You heard the beat drop, and that can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
Hardge?
Yes?
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Back then, they didn't know me, but now that I'm hot, they all on me. Well, Eric, another edition of the World's Strongest Take, and I don't like doing this. And I have a problem with saying that I'm wrong. But Hardge, the only thing that I have that's harder than me saying I was wrong was saying that you was right.
Oh, pardon me?
And you told me 2 weeks ago when I was at my lowest point about my Yankees that, man, pump your brakes, man. Like, they still in it. And I was very dismissive of that take from you. Partly because we had 5 guys that were our core guys that were out. Aaron Judge, Max Fried, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo, and what's my pitcher? He's out for
Max
good.
Fried.
Max is coming back.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, these guys are now 9 days, 10 days away. Aaron Judge maybe 15 days away, but he wasn't playing very well. But he wasn't playing very well because of an injury that he had with his intercostals, which I tore the intercostals in between my ribs in the Olympics in '96. And I remember how it felt like somebody had an ice pick stabbed in my ribs. So I know what that pain felt like. And I know what he was going through. If he was trying to hit a baseball going 100 miles an hour or more, it had to hurt pretty bad. So I give him some grace. I am hoping that when these guys come back, they take us over the top. My take is that I do feel like the Yankees right now, the way they're playing with these young guys, if the guys can come back and not ruin their momentum and the kind of the groove that they're in, that the Yankees could have a chance. What say you?
A chance to what? Make the playoffs? They're in the playoffs. They're
no, to win the pennant.
Huh?
He said,
What?
What?
Okay, I'll let you have that little bit of.
I mean, what is there? 8 guys that have 70 wins?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Rays are still 76 and 51. The Yankees are 4 games out of first place in that pennant chase that you're talking about, but they're in the playoffs. They're 9.5 games up.
You know, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Absolutely. They're winners of 4 in a row. And just like I told you the other day, the Kansas City Royals won 5 games in a row. The Royals aren't going to do anything. They're still out of it. They're not one of those teams that I'm talking about that, hey, they might have a chance. They don't have a chance. But the one thing that I continue to say is when you're watching baseball, because the game changes every single day, there is something that is going on in the game. You start to realize that, hey, this team is going to be okay. This team is going to be okay. All you need to do is have a good outing on the mound, and that's what they got last night from Garrett Cole. They had some timely hitting. They end up winning the matchup, and it also goes into the games of the teams that you are playing during that time. For the Yankees, they're getting ready to play the Toronto Blue Jays. This is a huge series for both of these teams because of where they are.
Right.
The Blue Jays are a half game up in the wild card, along with the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. So they're in a spot where they can get in or out of the playoffs. This is a huge series for both of those teams. That's why they can't get too excited about everything that's going on. That's why I do believe that Aaron Boone, if he doesn't get it done this year, y'all gotta look at something, because Aaron Boone has been there for a long time without having the success that everybody thought he was going to have, especially after he took over that team. But watching those two teams, or watching your Yankees, and I appreciate you saying that you had to, apologize and
swallow my pride.
Yeah, and say that I was right finally. But this
you got
is
some mouthwash, Eric?
This is why those things the game is played too long. There's still too many games. As I told you yesterday, it was 35 games left for both the Astros and the Rangers, and we'll talk about both of those teams in the next segment. But you start looking at this this moment in time with the New York Yankees, and it's just one of those things, man. Just get hot, continue to play. The young players, as you said, bringing in some young energy and getting excited about.
That was my
game.
question. Do you think that having these guys come back is going to get in the way of the momentum of those young guys and the groove they're in right now?
Not at all. Not at all. You want your horses out there. You want the guys that have shown you in key moments that they can make some things happen. Those are the guys that need to be in the lineup every single day. Those are the guys that you're paying a lot of money to not be injured, and when they're able to play, get your behind in there and keep earning that money, because there's a lot of guys getting paid that hadn't been playing a lot. And so I think they're going to be just fine. I think some of the other younger players will be in at their moments. There'll be some moments for some of these guys, but you bring in your big dogs and you let them play.
So it's going to, if there's 30 games left, or a little bit more than that, then they're off for 10, 11 more days. Then they'll have at least 20, 22 days to get some games in. Like
they'll get their timing. They'll get their timing.
And that's enough time?
I mean, these guys are talented. They're at the big league level, man. They've been seeing big league pitching their entire life. They know what it looks like. They know what the timing looks like. They'll be just fine.
You know, like my granny, he'll get off the pot.
Yeah, they finna get in the game, and that's all I know. Coming up next, we have Ann Parker Clifton, formerly Coleman, joining us to talk all things Texas Longhorns and what high school football team she's going to go see next, because she will be covering it with our great folks over at KView. We'll be back for hour number 3. Is just around the corner on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Whether your oldest is heading off to college or you're finally adding that dream pool to the backyard, a home equity line from ATFCU can help make it happen. Your home equity is the difference between your home's value and what you still owe, and you can borrow against it without disrupting your current mortgage loan. Enjoy quick approvals, flexible terms up to 30 years, and no closing costs on loans under $250,000. Apply online at atfcu.org. Other terms and conditions apply. ATFCU is an equal opportunity lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. Just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Delivering more is just how we do business at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Get more selection with our huge inventory of brand new Fords and quality pre-owned rides. More value with bigger deals and more confidence with our Austin family that's been serving Central Texas drivers for over 2 decades. Whether you're hauling gear to Zilker Park or commuting down Mopac, you get more with the team that knows Ford best. Group 1 Ford of South Austin, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Visit us on South I-35 or online at group1fordofsouthaustin.com.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Kelsey Agostinelli, Vice President of Marketing Operations for Mars, talks about the mindset of the listener.
Trust in a platform or trust in a brand comes from transparency. iHeart's commitment to being uniquely human is all about transparency. Leverage the tools where they make sense, but don't fool anyone.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live events, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
This whole surviving life thing is pretty tough. Some people use therapy to get through it, others use their friends, and some just fight their way through. Whatever season of life you're in right now, this podcast is for you. Hi, I'm Morgan from The Bobby Bones Show and host of the new podcast, Take This Personally. I'm bringing on my friends and experts to cover a variety of topics in hopes of us all feeling a little less alone in this crazy world. Nicole, the neuroscientist, will help us understand why we are the way we are.
Our anxious brain or our emotional brain will make us believe things that are not necessarily true.
Jared can relate to fighting our hardest battles.
I was living on couches. Sometimes I was in my car. I was just all over the place. I think about it now, how many people open their doors to me.
We will explore what it means to change careers.
I think a lot of people put the pressure on their career to fulfill their passion, when your purpose or your passion and your calling can be something that's much deeper than just your job.
And how we can all find that special love in this wild dating era.
In order to find the right one, before you do that, you have to be able to identify the wrong one.
This podcast will be the guide you need to surviving life with a friend at your side.
If a friendship is about give and take, but we just want to give, and we're like, oh, I don't want to take, I don't want to impose, I don't want to inconvenience her, then you're not reaping the full benefits of friendship.
The first episode is out now. Download it wherever you get your podcast.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It is Friday, so you know what that means. We get some time with our good friend Ann Parker Clifton, formerly Coleman, who is joining us from her car because she is on the road as always. And AP, I wanted to get into this conversation with you about the University of Texas. We got a chance to talk to Cam Coleman, Grayson Littleton, and of course, the one and only Colin Simmons. And each of these guys have a different view on themselves, but also what the defense has been bringing. And everybody keeps going back to what Coach Muschamp has brought to this football team.
Yeah, well, first off, guys, sorry I'm here with my...
You're muted. No.
Still muted.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We'll get her. I'll make sure that we get her now. But, you know, because we talked about this a little bit earlier and what we saw from Coach or from the players talking about Coach Muschamp and how he goes about his business and the way that he has the energy brought up for each of these teams. And one of the things that continues to happen is they believe that he is the secret sauce to this squad. And every time it happens, he gets fired up and the players get fired up. And so, AP, what are your thoughts when it comes to what he said about Coach Muschamp bringing the energy for this team?
Okay, just making sure you guys have me audio-wise.
I got you right now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so sorry, I was trying to figure out my phone. Sorry, guys. Okay, basically yesterday we talked to the players, and yeah, exactly what you're saying is true. Coach Muschamp, in the nicest way possible, in the most professional way possible, sounds like a madman. Like, sounds insane. We would ask Colin, you know, he's like, somebody asked what the strength of the defense is, and Colin says, it's our coach. It's the defensive coordinator. He sets the tone, which is already off the bat a pretty impressive answer because, you know, I mean, that's just, when you ask what somebody's strength is, you're not thinking it's going to be their coach. Why would it be their coach? He's the one that sets the tone. And so then I asked what the tone is, and Colin laughed and he was like, okay, let me think about that. He's like, I've never seen something like this before. It's exactly what we've heard. It's aggressive. It is deliberate, intentional, and tough and physical.
And if somebody proves to you that what they're saying works it's hard to deny that. I had a defensive coach that was a play guesser, and he could see a formation and tell you what play it was. If Coach Muschamp is doing that to his players, yes, they are gonna feel that way about him. Is there any indication that he is kind of foreshadowing things and it's coming to pass?
Yeah, I think that you could expect obviously more physicality, but like in terms of foreshadowing some things, I also think you could see this new defensive scheme take shape just in more, I'm going to say, more interceptions. Just by the way that we were talking to Grayson Littleton, it sounds like formation recognition is something that they've really hammered home. And so I could see this, like, you know, guys like Colin Simmons, the defensive line, like they were already always physical. I think you could see that go up a notch, but I think in the secondary, you're going to see it with more play reads and more pickoffs.
We're talking to Ann Parker Clifton of KView. You can make sure that you follow her on social media. And AP, I wanted to ask you this too, because you mentioned Grayson Littleton and what he's been able to achieve. This is a guy that was a freshman All-American, came in and learned a lot and played the way he wanted to play. Yesterday, he brought up something that I thought was really cool about him changing the way that he goes about his business and the way that Coach Muschamp has now shown him a different light. Those are the types of things that are making players really buy into what they're hearing and seeing from Coach Muschamp.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, talking to Grayson some last year, this is a guy who was self-proclaimed shy. Like, he is just a little bit more soft-spoken than a guy like Colin Simmons, who will say whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And so even just talking to Grayson yesterday, I could see a ton of growth from him. He just seemed more mature and more sure of himself. And then, you know, I got to even ask him, I was like, well, okay, but I can see this, but what do you think? How do you think that you have grown more? And he said he gave a lot of credit to Will Muschamp, and he said a lot of it is due to him. And you're right, in the way that he now goes about his business and just in play reading and things of that nature and physicality when it comes to defense.
We got a chance to talk to Coach Sark on Monday. Now we're at that point where he's ready to go into the another weekend of scrimmaging. He said that he's going to have another report for us tomorrow. But what are some of the things that you want to hear from Coach Sark tomorrow after the scrimmage to kind of say, all right, now we're starting to look at this depth chart. Now we're trying to have some clear vision on what's going to happen with this football team here in 15 days as they get ready to take on the Texas State Bobcats?
Yeah, I'm going to say, you know, last week we heard about some big defensive plays. I would love to hear about some big offensive plays tomorrow. I would love to get just a little bit more of an idea of what the offense can do. And I think a lot of times in fall camp, defense, it's easier for defense to win a play. Offense, you have to march all the way down the field. For defense to, you know, quote unquote, be successful, you just need to get a stop or an interception, anything of that nature. And so anyways, I guess I would just like to hear some more explosive plays when it comes to offense. You know, if it's a big Cam Coleman catch, which we know has happened, we've seen, but just things of that nature, maybe some run plays too. I'd love to hear that somebody broke away for a long touchdown.
Cam brought up the fact that along with the offensive play, he has developed into having a mentality of blocking. We heard that about Mosley when he came here last season, and Wingo has obviously been a good blocker. What does that bode for in the running game with these wide receivers and their newfound love and affection for blocking downfield?
Yeah, well, I guess it means these running backs like Hollywood and Raleek, like they have a little bit more leeway, a little bit more flexibility. Last week, it was something that I loved that we heard from Raheem was just the difference between the two running backs. And, Hollywood is very fast, has amazing vision. And then he said Raleek is just twitchy. So these guys have all the qualities that make good running backs. But, anytime you can get some extra blocks, that's going to show you a lot. And then I think that also if wide receivers are having that kind of mentality, if somebody like Cam Coleman has that mentality, and that means that Texas is just even more all in on the run game than I had previously thought that they were.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was thinking about as well. When you start to understand that these guys have these home run hitting ability with the Raleek Brown, who can take it to the house, and the Hollywood Smothers. Let's not forget about Derek Cooper and what he's been able to do so far here on the 40 acres. I want to transition to high school football. Obviously, the sad news out of Lake Travis, the young man ended up passing, and for the first time, Lake Travis and Dripping Springs will not have their scrimmage. They decided that they weren't going to play that first game of the year. What was your thoughts when you heard that news?
I think it's the right call. When I was in Charlottesville, I had to cover the death of three football players there in the middle of the season, and they opted to do the same thing. They canceled their last 2 games of the year. And so this is a topic that we talked about a lot. And I remember what they settled on was like, football is such a dangerous, it's such a physical, violent game. It is not something that you can play unless you are fully mentally all in. And so when I think about these players who are just high schoolers, and we're talking 14, 15, 16-year-old, 17, 18-year-old guys, like those are kids. And so not only have they lost a teammate, I think the really, really difficult part about this when it comes to them moving on and having to play a football game is they watched, this happened during practice. They watched him
right
collapse on the field. That's traumatic. That is really, really difficult. And so I think you are in a position at the beginning of the season where you have more time, where you don't have to play that first game. And I think giving them just a little bit more time to process and sit with that and not rush them into a game again that is violent, it needs your full attention, it is the right call.
Yep. As always, we love talking to you. Thank you for taking the time. It might have been something on us. You might have been doing the right thing with your computer. I'm not going to blame you this time. I think it's more on us this time. So you don't get the blame this one.
Hey, appreciate that, guys. I'll be back.
As always, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Have a good one. There she is, Ann Parker Clifton, talking about this Texas football team, what we've heard, what she's heard, and, of course, giving a great message for the Lake Travis and Dripping Springs game that had been canceled.
Prayers up, man.
Coming up in the next segment, we got the Texas two-step. The Rangers did their thing. The Astros, not so much. How tight is that race? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Austin, your mornings just got better. The Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and Mark Henry is expanding to 3 hours. More hot takes.
You can't win games like that, Hardge.
Not in the NFL.
More laughs. More.
Why is your mouth overloading your hummingbird rear end?
Let's say that again.
Whatever this is, the Morning Kickoff. Now, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
From the Lawrence and Lawrence Traffic Center.
Good morning. As you get into your commute, heads up on 290 eastbound before Fitzhugh. Working an accident, left lane, 20-minute delay, stop and go from Belterra Drive. On FM 969 at Gilbert Road, we've got a wreck and the accident 35 northbound at William Cannon. That did clear, left behind a slow residual delay with the combination of rush hour. I'm Debbie Douglas with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. With the Discover Cash Back Card, it's payback time when you earn cash back on everyday purchases. Activate and earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases. It pays to Discover. See discover.com/5 for details.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with exclusive deals and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun and all roads lead to game day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. One app, every sport in all 50 states. Remember, September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code AM1300. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code AM1300 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms DKNG.co/predictions promo nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports context availability. Varies by state.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you run a business and need to get your message to your next customers fast, nothing is faster than audio with iHeart. Let us help you reach the audience you need to grow your business at the speed of sound at iHeartAdvertising.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family.
3 dead bodies, 2 were children.
You slit the throat of all of them.
First mom, then the kids.
And rigged my house to explode.
In a quiet suburb.
This is the Beverly Hills of the valley.
My house just exploded and ignited on fire. Before escaping into the wilderness.
Leading police on a massive manhunt in rugged terrain.
There was sleet and hail and snow coming down.
It was the biggest manhunt in Arizona history.
They found my wife's SUV.
Within 50 feet was a cave.
You could be buried under rockfall, and you cut a skeleton leaning up against the wall.
And my dog flew.
All I could think of is going to sniper me out of some tree.
But not me.
Police believe he is alive and hiding somewhere.
Can you disappear and change your name and work for cash? Yeah, you can.
Fisher is still very much a priority with the FBI. He's on the 10 most wanted list.
Listen to Missing in Arizona.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. We talked about it a little while ago as Mark Henry gave us his take on Major League Baseball and the New York Yankees. And everybody's talking about the pennant race and how close is it? Well, last night, the Texas Rangers closed the gap on the Houston Astros after winning their game against the Washington Nationals as Jacob deGrom reached 2,000 strikeouts in his career, the second fastest pitcher to get to 2,000 in a certain amount of starts. He went 6 scoreless innings, allowing 1 hit with 10 strikeouts. And Corey Seager had a good game. It was his 4th consecutive game with 2 hits, and they completed a 1-hitter to beat it was the Orioles, I thought, last night that they beat. Then you look at what's going on with the Houston Astros. The Astros did not have a good night last night as they got beat pretty doggone handily, by the Angels, 18-3. That's right, folks. 18-3 was the final score of the Houston Astros versus the Angels. Zach Nato went 5 for 6 with 7 RBIs. It was a season high 18 runs that were given up by the Houston Astros. Peter Lambert allowed 9 runs in 4 innings. Though they still lead the West, but it's reduced to 1 game, and they have lost consecutive home series against losing teams. As I told you last week, people asked me, Hardge, what do you think is going to happen with this pennant race with the AL West? You know what I said? I said that I believe that the team that could win it is the Rangers. And the reason why I said they could win it is because of their pitching. Their pitching is getting hot at the right time, and the Astros have to find a way to get it done. So as you sit here today, and we're 34 games left in the regular season between these two with these two teams, you start to look at the standings between them all, and you realize you got to stay on your game the entire time as they get ready to play.
Yeah, and I'm Hardge. I'm all for them playing elite baseball, but last night that was not elite baseball. Like, you get 18 points runs.
Yeah. 18
runs.
Yeah.
That's not elite. Like you said that, Mark. Relax. Sometimes the game gets away from you. You live to fight another day. But the optics of it just don't look good. Like, it's going to be the same guys. If they're able to drop their focus enough to get beat by 18 runs, then what says that ain't going to happen again?
That's true. But it is baseball, like I told you before. All these teams in the AL West, the Astros, who are 64 and 64, 500. The Rangers are 63 and 65, and the Seattle Mariners are sitting at 60 and 68. But the difference between all of these is the run differential is the exact same. Minus 46 for the Astros, the Rangers, and the Seattle Mariners. The entire division does not have one team that is in the positive in the run differential, which I think may be the only league in major leagues that has that type of run differential. The Athletics are minus 185, and the Anaheim Angels, even with their 18 runs that they scored yesterday, is still sitting at minus 70 in the run differential. The Angels now will take on the Rangers. The Angels will take on the Rangers. The Astros will take on the Athletics, and the Mariners will be taking on the Chicago Cubs. So in this race in the AL West, the team that has the best opportunity to make it up will be the Houston Astros. But the Rangers taking on the Angels will be a must-see thing as well for both of these teams.
You and Rod both are Houston fans, right?
Rod is more of a Houston fan than I am.
Like, who you ride with?
I ride with both Texas teams.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that guy when it comes to baseball.
Well, nothing wrong with being a homer. Listen, body by homer. I'm a homer too.
Yeah.
But like baseball-wise,
what team do you ride with besides the Yankees? If you had to pick a Texas team, which team are you riding with?
I would say the Houston Astros because I grew up close to that. But I was not a baseball fan when I was a kid. It took me to 2000 to move to Harlem to start keeping up with baseball, because if you live less than 2 miles away from the stadium, everybody over there wore a Yankees hat.
Yep.
And they right away, not who's your favorite kid, which is a personal and a horrible question to ask. They ask you Yankees or Mets.
Right.
Everybody will ask you that question. So I was like, Yankees. You know? Yeah. Right. And then, yeah, man. And you can walk to the stadium. I mean, that's how close it was, to less than a mile away. So I enjoyed the festivities more than the games. And then once I started to know the players, then I started to actually like the game.
Right. Well, I mean, you picked the right time to start liking them because they were winning World Series during that time.
Yeah.
Homer. And then
Homer.
that's probably the same time you started liking the Lakers too. And
wow, look at you.
Yeah. Who else you like? Who else? Let's see. Cowboys? No, we weren't winning then. Well, but
the Lakers were good though when I started liking them because of 79 and Magic. Yes, I'm gonna just leave it right there.
Yeah, not a bad place to leave it, but you start to understand what's going on with all of that, and so now you start to see this is what we're going to be talking about. The Texas Rangers are a team that is sitting in a spot right now with their pitching staff, Corey Seager getting hot, some of their players starting to pick it up. You'll start to see some changes with them. That's why I believe that their pitching staff is going to be better than the Houston Astros pitching staff, and that's why it's bothering me that this is happening.
Why do you say that?
Because you got experienced pitchers in these situations. Everybody knows that sometimes you're not going to be able to hit every game. But one thing you can do is come out there and be able to throw strikes and put pressure on those guys. And pitching staffs in the playoffs and getting to those moments, you have to have clutch guys. You're looking at what's happening with Corey Seager. Corey Seager is starting to get hot. You're starting to see some of those young guys that they brought up to the big leagues for the Rangers are starting to play and be effective. There's so many different entities that go into this time of the year that gives these guys those moments that it's important for folks to understand it can happen at any time in baseball. Just like you said the other day, when they gave up those runs, I was like, Mark, hold up. Everybody's going to be okay. They got to play again tomorrow. That's why you play all those games. People aren't even going to remember no 22-3 loss. Or
it was 22 to nothing.
No 22-0 loss after the season. They're going to move on and be ready to roll to the next thing. So these guys are trying to get it locked in, and that is what the Houston Astros are up against right now. We all have to say, hey, get busy.
Is Altuve healthy right now?
Altuve's been hurt. He's getting old.
Because he was jacked up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. It's going to be different. So we'll see what's going down, and we'll see what ends up happening. But this is that time of year where everybody starts positioning themselves for this push. And I believe that the Rangers are in the right spot to make this push. I'm hopeful that the Astros win. I hope the Astros – I love watching Houston Astros when everybody's healthy. Carlos Correa, you were talking about your guys coming back for the Yankees. Carlos Correa is supposed to be coming back for the Houston Astros. And that's why I think the Astros feel like they're going to get their guy back and be able to push. They just got to continue to keep moving and see what happens. Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversations. You know what time it is. It's time for our winners and losers edition of the morning kickoff. There's some guys that are out there that are some losers, and I'll explain one segment that we cannot play on air, but I will bring it up right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
from the Lawrence and Lawrence Traffic Center.
Good morning. We'll start with the good news. All clear now at 290 eastbound before Fitzhugh. That wreck has cleared. Also clear FM 969 at Gilbert Road. On 35 northbound 45 southeast toll over to William Cannon. Had an earlier accident that did clear, left behind a slow residual delay. I'm Debbie Douglas with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. With the Discover Cashback Card, it's payback time when you earn cash back on everyday purchases. Activate and earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases. It pays to Discover. See discover.com/5 for details.
It's time to upgrade your drive with the great folks over at Covert Chevrolet in Hutto, Texas. Get a new 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS and save $5,173. That means you get a chance to take home this spacious and capable SUV your family deserves. But hurry, the offer ends August 31st. Take that short drive and visit the great folks at Covert Chevy on Highway 79 in Hutto, Texas, or shop online at covertchevyhutto.com.
Hello, Austin. Marcus Kajawa here, bringing you a bank-owned Hill Country land liquidation. On Saturday, August 22nd, one of the Hill Country's finest high-fence historic ranches will be liquidated in tracts ranging from 5 to 20 acres. Come out and buy 5 acres with beautiful views for only $59,000. How about a ready-to-use cabin with a workshop on 11 acres for only $199,000? Properties include high elevation, $1 million views, massive hardwoods, miles of creek, abundant wildlife, electric, and fiber optic internet, all with owner-to-owner financing. All properties will be liquidated. Call us now, 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611. If the line's busy, keep calling. 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How did you get 30, 30, did you get 30, did you get 20, 20, 20, did you get 20, 20, did you get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a heat advisory runs through Sunday evening. Sunny skies for your Friday, a high of 105. Tonight's low, 78. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 106.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a Jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work. There's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money to my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control over my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million bucks. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. I wanted to get into this conversation because we do have some winners and losers that we always like to go across and talk about. Winners, obviously, is Jacob deGrom, Corey Seager, for what they were able to do last night for the Texas Rangers to get the win. The Texans' starting offense is something that we could sit there and say, all right, here we go. Those are some winners as well. And the linebacker for the Houston Texans getting the pick 6 return for a touchdown will help the Houston
Las Vegas Raiders.
Help the Houston Texans get out to a fast start, but that was not enough. So you would have to go out there and say some of the losers would be the second, third, and fourth string of the Houston Texans by letting the Raiders offense come back and get that.
Was that really important, though? A bunch of guys that, you know, they're going to be a part of this big cut next week. And some of which you might see them again. They might end up on a practice squad for somebody. You know, there may be 1 to 5 guys out of all of those guys that end up on a roster somewhere, somebody a position of need. But because the backups went against the backups and came back and won, doesn't make me feel like, oh, that was beautiful football, because it wasn't. I saw a lot of mistakes and people that are slow, people with technique issues. There's defensive linemen that got pushed down to the ground. Like, you don't go to the ground. Nobody goes to the ground on the defensive line unless you're falling over somebody in the goal line. That's the only excuse, because you're taught to grab the ground to keep them from pushing you backwards. So I wasn't impressed with the win. It was useless to me. That first 10 minutes of football was real football.
Agreed. But there's also guys that are fighting for a job. And that is why I said that is a bad look for those guys that were out there trying to make a team. So they may not make the Houston Texans. They may be trying to get on another roster. So, yeah. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah. And if you ask DeMeco Ryans wants to win every game. So, yeah, it was a bad look for those Texans and the depth chart for the Texans. It was also a bad look for Fernando Mendoza throwing a pick 6 to the other team. And this is a guy that is trying to take Kirk Cousins out of that starting lineup. So now it looks like, okay, he had some moments. He's made some throws. He still is the number 1 overall pick, but it just pushes back his time to be the starter in the NFL. And the loser is anybody that wasted any limited preseason snaps that you can get, because
don't drop the ball.
You're not trying to just make this team. You're trying to make any team in the NFL. So when those cuts happen, you can get a phone call. I've been on that side where you're just trying to have a good spring. Hopefully you get traded to another team if you're not going to be a part of that squad. I'm going to continue with the losers, because one of the losers, you can get over to my Twitter, X, whatever, go to @Hardball Hardge. I retweeted a sound from last night's Yankees game where Michael Kay made a reference in the middle of the game to something of a sexual act that should not be a part of the broadcast. I'm not going to play it on the air. You can go over there and find it @Hardball Hardge, and make sure you give me a like and a follow and check that out over there. Another loser is the fact that news came out once again yesterday that more players have added their names to a lawsuit to fight for eligibility once again. 7 new transfer portal entries were in, thanks to the Louisiana temporary restraining order, have allowed a guy, Daquan Wright, folks, Daquan Wright, who was a tight end at Ole Miss, has put his name in the list of people that could transfer and enter the transfer portal after being in the NFL. He is in the NFL.
I just threw my hands up.
I don't understand how this continues to be a part of what we are accepting as the world of college football.
Check this scenario out. Okay. So a guy doesn't make a team. He goes to a college. He plays in college. Now they give him a 3rd round grade. He gets drafted in the 3rd round the following season. Does that do anything as far as, this is a guy that the 1 year before was at somebody's camp and nobody wanted him. Like, I don't understand how that is something that's a thing.
As I've said before,
it just puzzles me to no end.
As I've said before, I blame the judges in these particular rulings, but I'm also looking at these coaches and saying, why? Why do you feel the administration should say we're not taking those kids? The administration should say no. And then you sit there and you try to figure it out and you want to be, hey, I want this kid to play. I want this person to be a part of something that's going on, but you can't. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous that this continues to happen, that we are sitting in a place where there are guys, and we heard Adam Schefter talk about this yesterday, talking about there are actual people in college that are looking now at NFL rosters to see which player is going to be cut so he could possibly come back and play for your university. What?
In what world are we living in right now?
The United States of America.
And
that is where we're at.
No other place, soccer, basketball they are, because they had that issue, but that's here in America too. Like, if you go overseas and you playing in the Euro League, you can't go back and play high school.
We got Danny Amante being kicked out of Little League World Series. Can we bring him back? He was older. Let's just go on and get all the grown men in the world to come out here and play, because y'all think that, hey, I didn't make it in the NFL. I want to come back to college. Matter of fact, the dude is on a roster. He is playing. He is probably going to catch a touchdown tonight, and he is being looked at as the person to be in college. He has put his name on a TRO because he said, well, if I get cut, they don't give me what I want, I'm going to go back to college.
And get that 800.
Man, come on, man. Quit paying these dudes to come back to your school. Sorry, Cole Hudson. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan. We're probably going to need you this week. But, bro, for real, what are we doing? Matter of fact, I saw somebody post, at this time, let's go get Ethan Burke back. Have him come off the edge.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, then I'll change my mind. We'll continue to close out for the final drive right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. You'll hear from Fernando Mendoza, and Kevin O'Connell. Y'all gonna laugh at this one. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Mike, who told you that I wake up at 5 a.m.?
Your new alarm clock?
I'm about to put that alarm clock in the Hall of Paint.
After the show, big man?
Starting August 17th, the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardge and Mark Henry will be on from 6 to 9 a.m. on Austin's AM 1300 The Zone and free on your iHeartRadio app.
has cleared. Also clear FM 969 at Gilbert Road. On 35 northbound 45 southeast toll over to William Cannon. Had an earlier accident that did clear, left behind a slow residual delay. I'm Debbie Douglas with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lorenz & Lorenz, personal injury attorneys.
I'm attorney Ted Lorenz. If you've been hurt in a car or truck wreck, Lorenz & Lorenz is here for you. We offer a free consultation and don't get paid until we win your case. Lorenz & Lorenz, we're on top of it. Austin, Texas.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
I survived 9 months in captivity, and I've spent my life exploring how other people survive what should have destroyed them. I'm Elizabeth Smart, and these are the Survivor Files. Every week, I'm with survivors who lived through the unthinkable, abducted, stalked, controlled, and nearly silenced. These are stories about what it takes to make it out alive. Download the free iHeartRadio app, search The Survivor Files with Elizabeth Smart, and listen now.
Hey, it's Hardball Hardge of the Morning Kickoff on AM 1300 The Zone. Come and meet and greet UT legend Michael Griffin at the HEB on Hancock tomorrow at noon. Look for us right in front of the Bud Light display. Hook 'em horns.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone.
That prevents child abuse. And access to healthcare in every community.
Prevents child abuse too. High quality, affordable childcare.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
Research shows that investing in prevention helps children stay safe, strengthens families, and builds healthier communities and a stronger economy. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources that help families thrive before a crisis occurs.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to kidssay.org to learn more. Again, that's kidssay.org. And
let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season has come down to this. The Big 3 Championship is coming to Charlotte. Who will be crowned the Big 3 Season 9 champion? Plus the Big 3 All-Star Game. The biggest names in the game, all on one court, one more time. 2 games of the most physical, competitive, and nonstop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET.
Yay, yay! October 18th, Run for the Roses Austin. Sign up now at livestrong.org/run.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
What a week right here on the Morning Kickoff. For those that are tuning in a little bit later, we are now from 6 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Make sure you stay locked in all week long, 6 to 9 on AM 1300 The Zone. Always free on the iHeartRadio app. You can look at us on Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, our YouTube page. So get over there, start following, liking, and subscribing to all that we do. I will be tomorrow, I will be at the Hancock Center. You've already heard the music and the commercial about it with lifetime Longhorn Michael Griffin. Michael Griffin will be signing autograph. Quan Cosby will be at one of the HEBs. Derek Johnson will be at another HEB. And myself and Michael Griffin will be at the HEB off of Hancock, right there off of 35, starting at noon tomorrow. Michael Griffin will be signing autographs. I will be there with the Zone until 2 o'clock, so make sure you make your plans now. Also, tonight, the Austin Gamblers will be hosting Gambler Days starting tonight. Doors open at 6:30. DJ starts at 5:30. So come out, hang out, check out PBR at its finest. The Gamblers at home. Gambler Days are always cool. Dustin Lynch will be here tonight. Nelly tomorrow night, and Tejano Queen Forever will be there at Gambler Days, closing it out on Sunday. They are the last team to ride every single night because they are the home team. So make sure you stick around and have a good time. Our own Mark Henry will be walking those guys out,
limping,
and trying to get that scooter from HEB himself, so he can ride out there and be able to help the team get ready to ride. That's exciting times, exciting stuff happening out there at the Moody Center. So make sure you make the time to get out there. The Cowboys will be at the Cardinals tomorrow night, so make sure you take in all the notes. Astros will be hosting the Athletics. The Rangers will be hosting the Angels. Austin FC hosts Philadelphia tomorrow night. And, of course, across the NFL, you will see major roster battles and changes that will happen. The Texas Longhorns will have their final, well, not final, but they will have another scrimmage this weekend to find out who is going to make a move on that depth chart, who is going to be those special types of players. Speaking of special players, Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner and national champion, was asked last night a bunch of questions, and then he closed out his questions like this.
Please do. And please tell Mr. Buck I say hello.
Oh, we love it. There you go. What about Mr. Aikman?
Oh, of course. I mean, he's a legend, you know. I think Mr. Buck needs some more love because, I mean, Mr. Aikman's already, you know.
Well said, Fernando. You nailed it.
Thank you. God bless.
Back to you guys.
See, there it is. Back to Mr. Buck.
Called him Mr. Buck. Well, Mr. Aikman, he's already good. But tell him Mr. Buck I said hello. Fernando Mendoza, one of those guys that everybody, especially Mark, wants to meet and hang out with. I do want to bring this up because Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, had a conversation with one Kyler Murray. And let's just say the conversation was rather short.
Training camp. Just curious about what you've learned about how he overcomes the height issue, and sort of seeing the field, and just how he's still able to make completions like he did yesterday downfield.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know if you guys caught it in Drew Brees' Hall of Fame speech. He told the story about when he told Cam Cameron and Brian Schottenheimer he couldn't see somebody who was open, and they told him it's your job to see. So, you know, the other day in practice, because I showed the quarterbacks that clip and I showed them some other things because I thought Drew did an unbelievable job in that speech. But he couldn't see on a play, and he didn't want to tell me that. So he prefaced it with, I know I'm not allowed to say this, but, and, you know, we both got a laugh out of it. It's going to happen from time to time, depending on the angles and how the protection and the rush kind of pattern works. That's going to be part of it. But he also has a lot of experience understanding space based upon the defense that they play, space based upon what we're trying to do from a standpoint of attacking voids and vacancies. And so we've seen some really good examples of him being able to overcome that, play in rhythm and anticipate some throws.
Unbelievable that he said, I know we're not supposed to talk about this, but I couldn't see. We know you can't see, Kyler. Get outside the pocket.
5'9".
Get out. He's 5'10", man. 5'10".
He is not 5'10". He 5'9", Hardge.
5'10".
And he's doing the Drew Brees. He's actually dropping back 9 steps now, rather than the 7-step drop and trying to step up and roll out. Like drop back at a comfortable rate where you can step up in the pocket, and you'll be able to see better. You have less time, but at least you have an option.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you drop back 7 and you can't see over nobody, then you're forced to scramble, right? You don't even have that little short window of
yeah, why you gotta be a short window?
Because
just saying.
Hey, a vertically challenged window.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is hard that they have to design the offense around getting him to where he can have some seeing lanes.
Well,
Justin Jefferson is going to benefit tremendously from having Kyler Murray in the backfield if it's rollouts, if it's designed plays where he drops back 9 and he's throwing to a spot. Because if he has to try to run just regular routes with a guy that can't see over his tackle, then you're shooting yourself in the leg.
Well, Aceto just said that Kyler Murray is 5'8" and 3/4. Hey, look, Kyler Murray is a special athlete. He finds a way to get it done. He's had success. I still believe that Minnesota is going to have a better year because Kyler's there. I think their offense is going to run efficiently. I think Kevin O'Connell does some things with Kyler Murray to make it where he can see over the line, whatever that may look like. Or
they
in the
put him
gaps.
on an apple box.
Well, not only that. I mean, he's going to do some jump passes. He's going to find a way to get it done to be able to get open. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But I want to thank Ann Parker Coleman or Clifton for joining us today. I want to thank all the great guests that we've had all week. If you missed any parts of the show, all you got to do is get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. We are the home of Texas Athletics, so you'll be able to hear a lot of every game right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. But, of course, stay locked in. Dan Patrick coming up next. We have Colin Cowherd, the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, Bucky and BK, and Round Rock Express Baseball. Why don't you put it on this station, throw away the dial, and be locked in all day long? For everybody out there, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget, 6 to 9 a.m. on Monday, we're going to be here all week, giving you all the best in Texas athletics. And just remember this, folks, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Have a great weekend. Peace. On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with exclusive deals and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The